Alan, you've accepted an offer to take over as interim coach between now and the end of the season following events earlier in the week. So can you just talk us through your thoughts around the role and looking ahead?
Yeah, it's obviously been a tough week for everybody involved in Ospreys rugby. Steve Tandy's was highly thought of here by players and management through to the board level. But in Steve's words, and I've spoken to him during the week, it is what it is, and he wants us to do well, and we have a responsibility now to really kick on and get up the ladder in the Pro 14.
So I suppose in many ways there's never an ideal time for these things to happen, but when there's an Anglo-Welsh period where we've got young coaches and young players coming together, it's probably the best time for you in terms of taking on the interim role, because you've got a period of time to get your head around the job and start looking a couple of weeks further down the line to Connaught out in Galway.
Yeah, that fixture on the 9th of February is very much at the forefront of my mind, but the fact we've got Gloucester tonight and Bath next Friday at the Liberty, it's an opportunity to look at some younger players who maybe haven't had a lot of game time for the Pro 14 side. It's an opportunity for Tom and Fuss and Bish and Duncan to really drive the standards within that group. And we're looking to see which players can front up, because we're going into a block of games during the Six Nations where obviously we're going to be missing potentially 9 international players who are with Wales. As a result of that, there's a huge opportunity for people to step up and perform, and we all know what the rewards are at the back end of the season, and it's really important that we knock off each game as they come along in that series.
I suppose it's been a busy week for you in terms of preparation, getting your head around different things, because obviously you have your forwards coach role where you're preparing and focus very much on one particular element of game preparation. But now this week you've had to widen your view and take a broader look at what's going on day to day at the Ospreys.
Yeah, and it's going to be important to maintain the standards of our set piece, and equally, you know, with Griff, with Brad, Alex Lawson and the rest of the staff within the Ospreys team, that we all pull together, you know, staff and players, and we're striving to deliver our absolute best on a consistent basis. And for me, that honesty and that drive's absolutely essential. You know, about a year ago I knew I was coming to this part of the world. Steve had recruited me, and you know, I've landed in a place where, you know, within 7 months it feels like home. There's a great bunch of men here I believe in. I believe we're better than maybe some of our results, and there've been some tough calls along the way throughout that series of months. But it's really important now that we take control of our own destiny and we move forward.
And you talk about moving forward, still a lot to play for in the Guinness Pro 14 with Champions Cup qualification for next season up for grabs. So there's very much a target there for us to focus on.
Yeah, and you know, we saw in the Champions Cup group stages this year how competitive we can be in Europe, and I think that taste has got to remain with us, and it's got to really fuel us and motivate us to make sure that we get back up the table. We've got to get into those positions, and you know, we got to get our processes right, we got to get our training weeks right, we got to get our mindset right, prepare ourselves well to actually perform in games, and chip those games off one at a time, and you know, look forward to the challenge. What's been has been, and really we've got to look ahead now and see how far we can get up the table, because for us, this club's too good in my opinion not to be in the Champions Cup, but we've got to earn the right to be there.